Midwest Ghost.
Welcome to Eminem's, you feel me? Home of the dangerous people, you feel me?
Yeah, this place is just like known for a lot of violence. Cops cruising through here all the time.
If you can't see, but if you can see, you got bullet holes in the building, this building, that building. You feel me? And you feel me? That's for the vatos get drunk over there. They get drunk over there.
So we decided to start getting involved in environmental justice because a lot of the issues that we care about is, really bringing power to communities and bringing power to people. And in all the work that we've noticed, a lot of South Stockton has a lot of violence, has a lot of doesn't have a lot of like investment and funding going towards it to create things like community centers, businesses, like job opportunities. And part of what we're trying to do with environmental justice is to be able to reclaim our power by reclaiming our land, by being able to convert vacant lots, build a new neighborhood, build a new community in the vision we want. And a really beautiful way that we've done that is through the lot that we purchased that's just around the corner from our center. It was like a vacant lot. We're converting it into a community garden. What do you like doing as your hobbies?
I like to do my hobby for exercise.
Exercise?
Yeah, I got a big teeth. I picked it up with strong muscles.
How many do you do usually?
5.
5 of them?
Okay, you gotta count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the garden originally began it wasn't yet a garden in 2017, but the first time they broke the ground in here was in 2017, and my brother planted a tree here. He was the first one to break the ground here in this area, which is why we decided to, after he was killed, to dedicate this space to him. And so each tree in here is planted for someone who has lost a family member to gun violence. And in 2018, at the end of 2018 is when we really started working, planting all of these trees. Kind of like this whole space was full of weeds and grass about this tall at that time. So we had to pretty much just clear all of this out to begin with. And then last summer is when we really started to do more of the beautification work. Love Stockton and my granddaddy came out here and built this planter box. We made the fire pit, and I started doing the work over here. So really this is just a space where obviously, in this area there's not a lot of green space where you can come, especially not where you can get herbs or like fruit or vegetables. And on top of that, a place where we can memorialize those that we love and plant life in their honor. A place where you can come in the hood and be at peace and heal yourself. He was one of the first people that came here and planted a tree. And his spirit, to me, I always feel it when I'm here. And like, I'd say like maybe a few months before he died, I really started getting into gardening. And so after he passed away and I was given this opportunity, and I decided to go back to school for plant science, and like everything just came full circle where like he gave me purpose. So it's just a really important space to me. And then also Adrian's been here many times, and whenever he's here, like I feel like his dad's spirit is with him too. So it's just really important that I have this space, especially because he was cremated, so it's not like I have a grave where I can go to see him. So I feel like this is the space that I come to be with him. I don't get a lot of recognition in here. Nobody really like tends to it that often. It's just me.
it was nice. It was kind of like a scavenger hunt, you know, so it wasn't like, you know, just like work. It was actually kind of fun. When we saw that first tree, the really beautiful one with the pink flowers, my first thought was like, wow, that is so pretty. Because I really like the color, just the trees, you know, I've always loved like nature and flowers and stuff. So being able to see different types of trees, especially knowing that we, fathers and families, planted them, it was a joyful experience.
We want to test our environment so we actually know what the levels are and can educate the community on why is it important to know about air quality, water quality, soil quality, and how that impacts your health.
I'm actually really excited. I've actually wanted to get one of these for a while, so it's awesome that it's actually being provided free for us, especially the drinking water. I know Stockton has been kind of having a problem with water supply and the way it's been kind of going on.
I am so excited. I know Stockton has a history of distorted air and soil and water all at different times in different parts of town, so I'm really excited to see what my soil and air and water is like at my own home, just to test it.
I feel it's going to be a great experience for them, something they can entertain themselves and know about what's going on, and they can experience on what they're drinking, how they grow their vegetables, what they eat, where it comes from, what goes in the air.
I like the idea of shared knowledge and shared space where we can learn from each other. So many other things that I never would have gotten the privilege to learn if I didn't have this space with all of you. So I just think at the end of the day, it's all about shared knowledge, and whatever I can teach you about where I come from, it's gonna affect us in the long run, because like we're all like one planet and we have to help each other out.
I just felt so uplifted because this is like my passion and like what I'm interested in, but not everybody is interested in this. So you can't just like sit down and like have this whole conversation with anybody about it. You have to start them young. I hope that they start a garden.
So I'm not gonna lie, when my mom told me about it, I was a little bit skeptical, you know, because I was like, this is my summer. I wanna enjoy it, you know. I finally, in the end, I agreed to it. And I remember before the interview, I was really nervous. I was like, when she told me more about it, I was like, okay, it could actually be pretty cool. So I was like, hopefully I get it so I can see if it's actually cool. So I was really nervous before the interview. I love the garden. I've only been there once with you guys, but it's just so cool because like Brittany essentially did that. She like literally built it from the ground up. I think it's really amazing how they dedicated like, you know, trees to loved ones who were lost to gun violence. I think that's amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. So I love the garden so much. I really want to go back there. Well, I really liked all the workshops, and I really liked our workshop because I think like air, it's like something that you are consuming constantly. Like you're always breathing in air. So it's really important to know what's in your air and if your air quality is bad or if it's good. So I really liked the workshops. It was really cool to like not just see the results, but even go through the process of testing. It was really fun and interesting to do that because, you know, I'm like a science nerd. I definitely learned how to use Zoom. With Summer Academy is the first time that I used Zoom. And also I think I've learned more of like, you know, like professional lingo, not just texting like, hey, what's up guys? You know, I have a question. Like I've learned how to speak more like eloquently and professionally. like on emails and texts and stuff, and also how to interact with different kinds of people. I learned how to facilitate. Like when you made me do that, I was hesitant because it was out of my comfort zone. But you know, you pushed me to do that, and I'm really glad that you did, because now I can say that I facilitated a workshop before, and I can say that I know how to facilitate something. So I'm really glad that I did that. And I also learned, you know, like how to graphic design stuff, like for social media posts, like put a fact and, you know, make it aesthetically pleasing. Therefore, more people will be willing to look at it and actually learn something from it. The check-ins and the other workshops with the other youth, that was really nice to get to know them. And I learned so much from them and their experiences that they shared with me. And I loved getting to know them and my mentors. And the whole experience was just super rewarding. Like it was really great to try something new, because I was nervous. I was like, I don't really know these people that well, so I'm gonna have to get to know these people. But it ended up being a really amazing experience that I actually really liked. Well, Brittany, thank you for sharing your story. It was really empowering, and thank you for the garden, because like, I know you didn't do it all by yourself, but you did a lot of work to keep that garden alive, and no one told you to do it. You did that yourself. And so that I just want to appreciate you for all the hard and strenuous work that you did, that you put into that garden, because I know, even though I'm not a big gardener, I know gardening is not easy. So thank you for that. Paige, oh my God, thank you so much. You have been an amazing mentor. I've learned so much from your presentations, and you say you're like, I don't want to go on and talk too much, but I like that, because I'm always learning something from what you have to say. So thank you for everything that you've taught me. Thank you, Irene, for making this happen, because without you, this probably wouldn't have happened. Therefore, I wouldn't be here learning all this stuff. So thank you for all the hard work that you put into making this a summer academy happen, not just for me, but for all the other youth that are benefiting from this experience. So I appreciate you.
Okay. And so for me, Jazzy, I just want to say that, like, I think that you did an awesome job during summer. I always tell you that. I always tell you that you do an awesome job during summer academy, and like I've seen that you've grown. Like
Wait, Celine, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I haven't appreciated you. You need appreciation too. So thank you, Celine, for being an amazing mentor, for always checking in on me, making sure I'm good, to making sure that I know that you're here for me with anything that I need. And thank you for being just amazing all the way around. I've learned so much from you. Thank you.
I loved having Brittany part of the CalEPA project, because, you know, like Brittany's always been this quiet expert at our agency and all the environmental justice work, like just all the knowledge about the soil and all the knowledge about planting. She has transformed our community garden a lot without, you know, a lot of recognition for it. And so I'm really glad that we had, you know, this opportunity to be able to bring in some of Brittany's learning and some of her passions into, which align really well with CalEPA. So, yeah, I'm really glad to be able to work with Brittany that way, because even in some of the climate stuff, I see, I get inspired by Brittany and her work.
You know, to be very honest, before I met Brittany and before I knew the purpose of the garden, society has a way to make it seem like only white people could do this, and it's not true. And when I met Brittany, I felt like, you know, like it's just reconnecting with your land and the land that we walk on. And she inspired me to really, you know, strive to whatever I want to do, because at the end of the day, like, the only one in my way is myself. And so the garden, to me, it shows a lot of, I always say this, but community community spirit, and it's like whenever I'm in that garden, I just feel like I'm in a different city, or I'm in a different part of that town. And I don't know, it's just beautiful because you see elders, we've had circles in that garden, we've had so many spiritual upliftings, and it just, to me, it kind of signifies like healing, like it's a healing place and it's safe. And yeah, that's what I think about it. And I just want to commend Brittany, because it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to have patience, like the documentary said. And I don't know, like she just displays like hard work and dedication that people need in order to have something like that continue on a daily basis.
You, Paige, for your workshops. They were super amazing, and I learned so much. So thank you for sharing your resources and your knowledge with us. I really, really appreciate it.
With Paige, her contribution definitely is, I feel like there's different levels as you're learning about environment and climate justice. There's like different levels of, like, I guess getting woke or just like understanding it a little bit better. Paige is already like at that level of understanding environment, and maybe even like at a different level, I don't even know, but it's really hard to get someone with that actual lived experience of seeing the impact of climate change as an American.
That's what I'm proud of. I'm proud of that, like us as a team, that we were able to share so many things. I think I got to know you all better, working with you all in this time around than I almost ever did. And like, I'm just so grateful to be able to get to know all of your stories and just be able to see you all grow. I could not have done this without you all, for real. Like, I'm just telling you straight up, like, it's hard. It's hard, but I'm glad that Irene and I were able to have you both come on board, because at the end of the day, we just want the best for our youth jazzy. Because at the end of the day, Summer Academy was for youth jazzy, and you both were able to deliver that.
Irene is the kind of person that, since day one, she's always seen something in us, and I feel like she was able to provide a platform, like Brittany says, and she never gave up on me. And I noticed that I would always go to her, complain and this and that, and she would always be very attentive, and she would never shut me down. She would always, she would always, hold on,
You're good, Paige, you got this. If you need some time, you're good. We're here for you.
Thank you. But, she's always been very supportive, very giving, very patient. And I remember at times I would be alone at Merlot and she would just show up and help. And she's always busy, like Brittany said. So for her to have supported me how she did it at Merlot when I was alone, and it just means a lot. Because it's hard for me at Merlot, but she made it better, and I'm thankful. And she went above and beyond to help me. So I'm grateful to have her and have her presence and have her help throughout the entire year. So thank you, Irene. I appreciate you very, very much.
I'm just really, really thankful that you even asked how I feel about Irene, because since Brandon has passed away, she's been really like a staple in my life, as well as my family's. And she's just been so supportive from the get-go, to helping me come onto AmeriCorps, to bringing me onto CalEPA, to just always being in my corner. If I ever ask for something, she responds quickly. She's there. Like, I don't think she realizes how important that is and how important she is to me. And I just really, really appreciate her so much, because she's literally transformed my life. Like, for me to even be in this nonprofit arena and having these experiences and learning the values that I'm learning and being able to pass that on to my community, she's the one that started the fire, So I'm just really, really thankful for her. And I really hope that she knows that. And we really need to give her her flowers while she is still here. She is FFSJ, like, period. Thank you, Celine, for keeping me on track and in line and on schedule, and for inviting me to be a part of this, and for working with me on everything that we've been doing. I appreciate you both so much. Advice as a young woman, I'm going to start with love yourself. Like, if you don't already love yourself, focus on developing that self-love for yourself, being confident in who you are and unwavering in who you are. I think that it's really important to develop that unwaveringness now, because there's going to be so many things, so many trials, and so many people that are going to come into your life and who may try to sway you. You already know what you love and what you want, so just focus on that, because you're going to go so far. You're so smart. You already know so much, you know, just as much as me, and you're a whole decade younger than me, and you might know even more. And so I know that you can do even more than I can, and I'm going to keep going hard, but I know that you're going to go even harder and be amazing, and that you're going to lead some environmental justice revolution. And so I'm just going to wait to hear your name.
I give her so much props for where she is at now, and just to keep on striving, like do what makes you happy, do what you love. And yes, like Brittany said, you're gonna cross paths with people who have different beliefs, different perspectives, but never let someone else's energy shape yours, because you know yours at the end of the day. And yeah, I just want to say, practice self-love and love yourself at the end of the day, like Brittany said.
You know, like trust in your own leadership and your own instincts, and don't let people try to like tear you down or hold you back, because that sort of like drive and energy to like try to make change is you know, sometimes people see that and they want to take that away from you.
Okay, awesome. Any other words that you wanted to say? Anything, like, doesn't have to be like, oh, I had fun, this and that, like just anything, like
Go Summer Academy 2020. That's all I got.
I think that's gonna be our end.